Hello, my name is Trudi and I'm from East Hertfordshire Family Centre Service. Today I'm going to talk about food, but things you can do with food in a playful kind of way. Sometimes playing with foodstuffs can help children explore the qualities of food without actually tasting it. And for some children it takes the pressure off to eat the foods, so it helps them explore them with texture and taste and feel, and may make them a bit more comfortable around food and things that they haven't tried before. Now, I know that food is an expensive item, so what I'm using today has all been from essential ranges or near to their sell-by date, so I don't feel that it's wasteful because the children can get so much out of this kind of play. First of all, I've got some spaghetti here. Now, I've soaked this in some boiling water and waited until it's gone nice and soft. Now, you can put food colouring in. You can do separate little bowls and make them all different colours if you like, but it's really a nice sensory thing for children to play with. It feels all sticky and gooey. They can, if they don't want to put their fingers in, they can use tongs, or they can use a spoon like this and just scoop it up and do some pretend food play, maybe with a baking tray or an old saucepan that you've got, or some other bowls. It's actually quite nice to put down onto a tray. Now, I use big black garden trays a lot that you can get from your local garden centre or hardware store, and that's really nice for some of the things I'm going to do today, for really spreading out, or if you've got more than one child and they need their bit of space. So messy spaghetti is one of the things we can do. The other thing is Play-Doh. Now, we're going to put some of the recipes for different types of Play-Doh up for you to have a look at. I think we've done this before, but Play-Doh you'll be very familiar with. It's also really good for them to make pretend foods. You can make sausages, eggs, cakes, really good for little fingers. And again, you can have some saucepans, some flour out, maybe some old baking trays that you're not using anymore. And again, those very big black garden trays are really good for spacing it out. It also stops quite a lot of mess going on the floor. So we've got Play-Doh as well. Another thing that you may be familiar with is corn flour. Now, corn flour is a great thing for children to be playing with. It's got so many lovely properties. You can shake it in a bowl, and then you can either mix it up yourself, but I actually quite like to let the children do their own mixing, because it changes from this lovely powderyness to just by adding a little bit at a time and using a spoon into a lovely gloopy mess. And again, it's a very sensory thing to be doing, and it's got magical qualities, because if you pick it up in a lump, it then goes, let me see if it's going to work, all gloopy and run through your fingers. And that again on a tray is lovely, because it does some lovely mark making and dribbling and makes a lovely sound. It is messy, but it's okay, because when it dries, it sweeps up off the floor really, really well. So I just usually put as much as I can away in the bowl and try and use it one more time. And anything on the floor, I just let it dry and I sweep up with my dustpan and brush. You can also let them have some pipettes and drop some colouring in, and that looks lovely as well. So those are the playful things you can do. I'll wipe my hands now. Some of the other things you can do with your children to help them get used to different kinds of foods is to let them help you do some cooking with you. Let me pop that down on the floor and get my other tray. Now, I've got some knives here that I got online, and they're really, really good for children to use for cutting. They don't cut their fingers. I've used these with my grandchildren quite a lot. They're quite safe. And as long as you show a child how to hold something and cut properly, they should be able to cut and chop with you. Maybe they could stand alongside you and do your foods, like mushrooms are nice and easy to cut for bolognese. Maybe they can help you chop lettuce for a salad. These are really good for chopping lettuces. Tomatoes you may have to cut in half. But while children are playing and helping you prep food, quite often they might have a taste of something that they've never tried before, and they might decide they like it. They might decide they don't, but at least they've given it a go, and that's really, really worthwhile. And we can think about healthy foods as well when we're doing food prep with children, and we can talk about healthy things. Now I've got something here that I make quite a lot for a little pudding, and it's something that my grandchildren like to do with me. Now I have got nice clean hands. I have given them a good wash, but I'm going to have a quick squirt of sanitizer before I start on this. So I've got some meringues here. Now these are brilliant. You can either do them fancy or you can break them all up. And the children really like breaking them up and smashing them like this. In this pot, I've got some berries that were frozen. I buy my berries frozen because they last longer, and quite expensive berries. So unless you're going to eat them straight away, they tend to go a bit mouldy really quickly. So I like to use the frozen berries. So the children can scoop these out and mess up the berries in with the meringue. I'm making a nice mess here. There we go. There we are. And then I've got some natural yogurt. I like natural yogurt with this. The meringue helps it have that, just that little bit of sweetness without being too sweet. So I've got some natural yogurt, and I'm going to plop that on. Now when the children are doing this, they can make a really brilliant mess with this and change the colours and taste along the way. And that way you're getting some lovely natural yogurt, some calcium, some nice fruits. So you've got all your vitamin C and a little bit of roughage mixed up with some meringue. They might want to do a tidier one. Let's do a tidier one. They might be very particular and want to pop it in the middle, and then with a blob of yogurt on the top. There we go. So children really like to be part of the activities you do, and I know sometimes when you're busy you won't have time to do cooking with the children, but choose some time to let the children help you do some prep, some food prep. Another good thing is if you've got some potatoes, lemons, oranges, and things that they can actually play with some of your saucepans in the kitchen while you're prepping, so they think that they're cooking. They can drop the lemons, it won't hurt. They can drop the potatoes, it's not going to be a big deal, and they like to do a little bit of pretend cooking alongside you. So have fun with foodstuffs and see how it goes. Bye bye for now. Bye bye.